Panda, 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 panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just to the lean, the family. Credit cards in the scammers. Hitting the licks in the van.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, many events that occur here in the World Wrestling Federation have fans the world over talking about it, but I don't think anyone had wrestling fans more disgusted than what you, Jake the Snake Roberts, did to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from behind on Saturday night's main event.
Don't you realize, up until Steamboat, they were all open hand material, just little boys to play with.
Jake Roberts, let me ask you this. I agree with you. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was the toughest competition you faced here in the World Wrestling Federation. But that was the moment you chose to come up from behind before the match started. Perhaps you were afraid of meeting any real competition face-to-face?
You're saying that I'm afraid?
I'm asking the question.
You know something? Sometimes it's better to remain quiet and be thought a fool than it is to speak up and erase all doubt. And Steamboat, you made a mistake by turning your back on me because I don't play no games. I don't have to play games. I don't have to watch games because I can control this sport with one move. DDT. You've seen what Steamboat looks like. Black eyes, everything, head swelling up. Looks like the Elephant Man. That's
because
a small
you administered
taste.
It to him on the concrete
It doesn't
floor.
matter. The bottom line in this sport is winners and losers. I never have been a loser because winning is the only thing that fills the pockets, and that's what this sport's about. Do you understand that?
I understand, but I understand many men can make the same claim, but none of them have had to resort to behind-the-back sneak attacks, administering holes like the DDT on a man on a concrete floor.
We all do things differently. I make my own rules because it's much easier that way. Now, as far as Damien goes, that's just part of the intimidation thing that I do. Because if you're thinking about the snake, then you're not thinking about me. And when you don't think about me, well, why don't we ask Ricky Steamboat?
I doubt you have heard the end of one Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Stay with us. We'll be back with more.
We had, say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's house,
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in the disc edition, it's all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Everybody, it is Ring Time Pro Wrestling at it again. Keith and Keisha the building. A day late, but maybe not $1 short. Keisha, say hi to the people.
Hey, everybody. Hello. Okay, that's me going around the room. I'm done. What up, though?
We are a week after almost the Clash of the Champions, the first Raw brand pay-per-view. We are now will walk our way into No Mercy for SmackDown. Today, when this show drops, there's supposed to be a Bound for Glory pay-per-view. How it all takes place, we don't really know. The things that's coming out of the TNA sales rumors are pretty much as messy as they were last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the WWE is still listed as a potential buyer. And that's probably not the best news.
Right.
Because they're not going to continue running TNA, right?
No, not at all.
Even if they was, it'd be them running TNA. It wouldn't be TNA. You know what I mean?
All right.
It's not like they'd be like, oh, we're saving the company, but y'all do what you do. Vince McMahon don't work like that.
No, Vince McMahon is like, okay, we bought it, shut it down. We're done. Thank you. Good night. Like, that's it.
Pretty much they just want the tape library. The WWE is custodians of wrestling history. They can use the content for the WWE Network, and that's where it kind of begins and ends. Also, having former TNA talents on the roster now, it's good to have that footage accessible that you could use for different things, right? But they could just pay the rights fees for that. They don't really need to buy the company. But that's neither here nor there. I guess let's get into recapping Clash of Champions, and we'll work our way through the rest of the week. Keisha, are you ready?
I'm ready. I am ready.
All right. We go with Clash Champions, and we go with our first match with the New Day. And they defeat the club, Keish. How many times am I going to get this wrong on a pay-per-view?
Look, I don't know, but it really got me to. Like, I seriously did not expect it. I really didn't. I thought this was going to be over for the New Day title reign, and it wasn't. It shocked me like it shocked you. I was actually like, what the hell? I wasn't mad about it, but I was just kind of thrown at the idea that this isn't over. I really just want to know, like, how much longer will it go on?
Well, eventually it has to be over. And if this team can't get over the hump, they're going to have to step aside at some point. Right.
Exactly.
Now, the New Day is heading to, like, legendary territory, holding the titles, like, 400 days, correct?
Correct.
Now, I'm going to look this up, but I'm not 100% sure. I think the longest title reign belongs to Demolition.
It does.
Okay.
They mention it on, of course, you know, they mention it on Raw every time they have an episode. So they're the only ones that have beat the New Day so far. They haven't necessarily reached Demolition's exact days and numbers, but they're close. They are definitely inching closer and closer the longer they hold the titles.
Okay. Quick conspiracy theory. You know, Demolition is a part of the concussion lawsuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Both Axe and Smash are a part of that cockamamie lawsuit where they blame the WWE for their injuries and they suing Vince McMahon, the WWE for, you know, variety of injuries or whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of in line with the NFL lawsuit, but the one thing that I think none of these guys thought about, and that's a lot of names, like Chavo Jr. is on that lawsuit. Like, it's kind of a who's who of the people who own that lawsuit. And I'm like, ooh, y'all just ruined your relationship, at least for the time being. Because Vince is kind of forgiving. He has let people, you know, back into the heartland.
Right.
But you won't see Demolition getting into the Hall of Fame anytime soon. And I think they're going to break their record just to spite them.
Of course.
So, you know, I think that's going to happen, right?
Right.
I think when Punk broke Savage's record, you know what I mean? I think that was something like that. You know, did Savage in the past. Long story short. But right here, I think that's why the New Day are going to keep holding on to those titles. Also, side note with that lawsuit. See, even with like Demolition. All right, let me break down Axe and Smash for you, right?
Go ahead, Keith.
Axe, Bill Eadie, right? Both of these guys had long careers before they became Demolition. Bill Eadie was the Destroyer in the Southern Territories. He was a mask character. He was a Destroyer, and I think the Super Destroyer. He wrestled in Japan. He wrestled in Georgia Championship Wrestling. Made a big name for himself. Keish, why is it that none of those injuries all of a sudden didn't happen before he got to the WWE? Right?
Yeah.
Smash. Those injuries didn't happen when you were Crusher Khrushchev in WCW?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to think these things through. And that's what they're going to use. It's just like with football. There's like, yo, in the NFL, y'all responsible for these concussions. The NFL like, how you know all those concussions is ours?
Right.
You had some high school concussions. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We ain't got nothing to do with them college concussions either. Same thing kind of goes with the wrestling, especially for guys who are like journeymen and wrestled like all over before they ever got to the WWE.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen guys on the lawsuit where I'm like, damn, you only did a cup of coffee in the WWE.
Right.
Your career was all ECW. You know, guys like Sandman and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you can't pull that.
No. No, not fair, man. Like,
No. What all the ECW guys, what I would do, when they go to court, I'd be like, yeah, I heard what they said. Yeah, I got some, I want to play for you.
right.
There's somebody getting hit with a barbed wire bat that's on fire in the bingo hall.
Exactly. Like, here's like a whole 4 years worth of footage before they even got here. And,
you don't see WWF or WWE in any of these shots, do you?
Exactly. No. Oh, and here's like the 2 months they were with WWF. I mean, I just want to throw that out there. Like, we just want to, since we're talking about this right now. Like, you can't be for real with this. But you bring up a very great point to this entire thing. Like, you had a career before this happened. Like, you had a whole career before you came to WWF. So let's not sit here and act as if that just never happened. Like, don't do that. Don't do it. Now, I see if your whole career was in WWF, then maybe you have a good footing. You got a good point. But the counterpoint to that is you chose this life. Like, you knew the dangers of wrestling when you got into wrestling. It's not like you never watched this a day in your life. It's not like it's never been on TV. You've never been exposed to it. You've never been able to watch it. Like, even when you enter into the world of something like the Performance Center or FCW or just some kind of developmental or some kind of training camp or wrestling school or whatever, they warn you of the dangers before you even get in the ring. It's just like any other sport. There's dangers to this. You could get hurt doing this. You could possibly have a lifelong injury doing this. So why are we acting as if you never saw it coming? Or, you never saw the possibility of it happening. Like, you took a risk every time you got in the ring. Every time you agreed to those hardcore matches. Or every time you agreed to fly through a table. Or get hit with a chair. Or get bust with some barbed wire. Or whatever you did during your career that could have possibly contributed to these injuries. There is a word called no. And it's funny how people be like, well, if they did that, then they would have got fired, or they would have been paid. But that's a choice.
Yeah. So the next match, TJ Perkins defends the Cruiserweight title successfully against Brian Kendrick. Yeah. Post-match, Brian reveals he's a sore loser and gives TJ a kick to the groin.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, and that means this isn't over, right?
Right.
And to be fair, Brian had some close moments in the match.
He did. But that match was greatness. Like, I don't know if anybody can really take away from that match. That match was awesome. Like, there was moments during the match, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, I really thought that Brian had him. I seriously did. But as we saw that wasn't the case, it really, like, I was really like, yeah, when he hit him after the match. Not because he hit him, just because I knew it wasn't over. Like, I think this is going to be great. I do. Like, I'm really excited about this right now.
Okay.
So, wow. I'm impressed.
All right, Keish. So, Game 7, Cesaro versus Sheamus ends in a no contest. Did you enjoy the match?
I did, but I was so mad. I was so mad that it ended that way. I was like, no, damn it. Like, I really wanted there to be, like, a definitive ending to this match. I really wanted there to be one winner. I I understood how they ended it, but I really I was just kind of like, man, so are we really just not going to have a winner? You know, like, I was like, oh, maybe they'll have match 7 at the next pay-per-view. Like, I really said that to myself. I might have tweeted it too, I don't know. But I definitely was like, oh, maybe the next match will be at the next pay-per-view, you know? Or maybe they'll hold on to it or something like that. But then I thought about it, I was like, you had these 6 matches already. This was supposed to be the end-all or be-all of the series, and you're not going to wait that long to end it. So, like, what do? You know? Please don't have it on Raw. I was, like, really hoping they weren't going to have it on Raw. I'm not going to lie. I was like, please don't have it on Raw. This will just ruin everything. So, right. But, yeah, the match was awesome, though. Like, overall, like, it was great. Like, it's funny because throughout the entire series, I haven't been disappointed by any of the matches between these two. I can honestly say that. The ones that we have seen on TV, I haven't been disappointed by any of them. So, I definitely have been applauding Sheamus and Cesaro throughout this entire series.
Yeah, I thought the brutality that they shared in this last match was pretty good. I thought they both turned it up. And, I mean, it takes a lot of endurance to do this. And it takes a lot of creativity mentally to try to reproduce a new match 7 times to audiences that have seen these matches, right?
Right.
So you always keep offering the same bum match. So, kudos to those guys. Chris Jericho defeated Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn was going to lose at the pay-per-view.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Like, I really don't even know how to even express how I feel about that match. Like, why, though? Why are they doing Sami? Like, what did Sami do? Can somebody tell me that? What has Sami Zayn done to deserve this loss at the pay-per-view? I just want to know. Did he insult someone in the back? Did he say something out of turn? Like, I just want to know. Because I like Sami Zayn. And I really didn't think that he was going to lose this match. I think Jericho looked awesome. And I didn't think that it took away from Sami either. I really didn't. But I just wonder, like, why was he handed this loss? Can somebody please just... Keith, can you explain that to me? Can we talk about this? Like, what happened? Like, what really happened? That's what I want to know.
I'm going to say nothing really happened. Match happened and was done as intended. I think they like the lovable loser in Sami, and I think they try to oversell the underdog too much, and they make him lose a lot.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Charlotte defeats Bayley and Sasha Banks and retains her women's title. Yeah, Sasha wasn't about to give up that belt.
No.
Charlotte.
No, and I was ready for it. I'm not going to lie. I was ready for it a little bit. I was like, yeah, because Charlotte is very annoying to me. I was just kind of like, please, Lord, let someone take this belt off of her. But I'm sure it might happen at the next pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure it might. But, who knows? It was an incredible triple threat. I give it that. The ladies did absolutely wonderful. And I was applauding all 3 of them. I might not like Charlotte's acting, but her in-ring abilities are unquestionable. Definitely was excited about seeing this match in itself. So I was shocked, though. I was actually shocked that they let her walk out with the belt again. But yeah, you're right. She wasn't finna give it up. And I didn't want to, I was funny because I wanted to be surprised by it, but I really wasn't. So I couldn't even sit there and lie to myself about that. Like, I was like, no, this doesn't shock me. So don't even act like it does. and I didn't, and, you know. But Charlotte retains, and at this point, we just have to see how things progress with her title and with the other two ladies continuing to chase. Because I got a good feeling that somebody's about to make a heel turn soon, and I'm just kind of trying to see where this is going to go. So I guess we just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, Roman Reigns defeats Rusev, becomes new U.S. champion. Keish, I'm going to slide this in as match of the night.
Yeah. I actually am going to agree with you. There was a level to this match that I didn't think that could be reached. And it was awesome. It was a reach down somewhere with Roman and Rusev that I don't think I've seen yet. It wasn't like their previous matches, you know. There was just something really different about this, and I thought it was incredible. It was everything Roman had, you know. And I think the only other times I've seen him do so awesomely aggressive, like like he was probably in his title matches, like his WWE title matches, and maybe when he was with the Shield. Like, I was just floored by the entire match in itself, but I really was gasping at times because I thought Roman wasn't going to do it. I seriously thought that Rusev was going to retain at certain points where I was like, man, you know, don't do it to him again. You know, it was really breathtaking. It was a lot. But through it all, I was actually kind of happy that Roman won. And I'm ready to see what happens next as far as these two go. Because we both know there's going to be we'll talk about that when we do the Raw recap. So I'm going to go into stuff that I don't need to go into just yet. So let me stop. But it was an incredible match, though. It was awesome. Excuse me.
Right.
Oh, my God.
All right. And the final match of the pay-per-view. Kevin Owens defeats Seth Rollins and keeps his title. Jericho shows up. Shenanigans ensue. There's a ref bump. It gets crazy. Only reason this match didn't get match of the night is Jericho popping up. Like,
right.
They made a really good match, very convoluted and stupid.
Yeah, I agree. It was funny. I was so into this match until he showed up. Like, the match to me was incredibly awesome until he showed up. I was fully into it and was like, yeah, and was just excited until he showed up. And the reason that I was no longer that interested or into it after that was because once he showed up, I knew. If you didn't know that something was going to happen while he was there, then you weren't watching the same match that I was watching. Like, I just really was kind of like, no, just don't. Like, sometimes you really just have to not do all of that. Like, the shenanigans are not necessary for every heel to win. You know, it's not necessary for every time a heel has friends or they have someone accompanying them to the ring, or they have someone they know, or it's not necessary. It's just not. And it really, like, irked me. I was like, oh my God, just don't do it this way. Like, just, can we not? I really just wanted Jericho to retreat. As a matter of fact, like, I wanted I wanted Seth to win because Jericho was there. And, like, I didn't even want, like, there to be a change in who would win because of him. Like, I wanted Seth to win just because of that reason. I wanted Kevin to win without him. But, of course, that's not what happened, and I was pissed. I was just like, okay, you know what, whatever. Like, to me, personal opinion, it just created a horrible ending to what was a pretty decent pay-per-view. Like, I thought the pay-per-view was actually pretty awesome until the end. Like, I was just like, are you serious? Like, is this really how you finna end this? No. I was done. So, that's just me, of course. I mean, I just sat there and was just like, why? You know, like, I really just kept ask the question, like, why? Like, why?
Yeah, I mean,
just why? Like,
yeah. I mean, it kind of puts it in perspective, but, you know, yeah, that happens. With that wraps up our coverage of Clash of the Champions. Keish.
yes.
Yeah, I lost you.
Sorry. I had to blow my nose. I put the phone on mute.
Okay. All right, that's no problem. I cut this. All right. With that, that was our Clash of Champions recap. We will now head to our first break of the evening, and we'll come back with some birthdays, some news, and stuff about our presidential candidates you may not have known.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And, you know, might affect your vote. But you do remember, you can cost us the head to the apocalypse. So, vote, guys.
All right.
With that, we'll be back in a second.
Well, you could... Well, Macho Man, Randy Savage. What do you have there,
Let me
Mr.
read the sign up there. Hold that end up there. It makes me happy, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Macho Man is the champion, yeah. Wow, take it away. Unbelievable. Right there. What are you, a head waiter? Huh? Don't unbelievable things happen.
Could be.
Now, here's what it goes. Tito Santana, 1986. Hulk Hogan, 1986. Winning the belts from you is going to be easier than, hold this, taking candy away from a baby. Unbelievable. I could take all the candy and pour it on your head right now. But I ain't gonna. I'm gonna pour it over mine. 'Cause I ain't got no dignity. No, I don't. Not when it comes to winning a World Heavyweight Championship belt. Aren't I something, man? Did you see me out here putting candy on my head?
Macho Man. Macho.
Right there.
Macho Man.
Okay, yeah.
Elizabeth has been a big part of your success.
Yeah.
Certainly, she is a very attractive addition to the World Wrestling Federation. You give her a lot of credit, do you not?
Why shouldn't I put candy on your head right now? But I could take it right behind myself and throw it right on Elizabeth. Or I can take these glasses and smash them against my head.
Don't.
Show the intensity that I want. The World Heavyweight Championship belt. Elizabeth, get out of here right now. Get out of here.
How can you dismiss her like that?
I dismiss her like I'm dismissing Hulk Hogan, yeah. Hulk Hogan, man, understand that the belt will fall in 86. The World Heavyweight Championship belt will fall in 1986.
Now, is that a prediction or is that a promise?
It's a promise, yes it is. And I promise to you, the public out there, that you'll have a champion that you can be proud of. The world's greatest athlete. Ask Tito Santana what he is. He's a stepping stone to the World Heavyweight Championship belt. And I guarantee you, Elizabeth, and anybody out there, don't bet against the Macho Man. Not this year.
Thank you, Randy Savage. Randy Savage certainly has...
All right.
We are back, people. Welcome to the birthday segment. We're recording this between the 30th and the 1st. You'll get it on the 1st. Yesterday was the 30th, I guess, then, which means Chris by Eric had a birthday, which I don't even know if Chris is alive. I'm going to go with no. But let me check. Let me double check that. Because, the thing about Von Erichs. This might be the most savage thing I've done for a birthday. Like, I don't know if this is live. Yeah, no. All right, Chris Von Erich left us in 1991. Yeah, I think Kevin is the only living brother. That's what I think. Okay. Also, October 1st, that means Hector Guerrero celebrates a birthday. And they got to have this date wrong, unless there was a Hector Guerrero Jr. I don't know about.
Wow.
I'm just saying, they got 1979, and me and Hector Guerrero are not the same age.
Yeah.
Hector was wrestling long before I was born. Like, he's one of Eddie's older brothers. You know what I mean? Curtis Axel celebrates a birthday October 1st, which he will be turning 37, like me. Robbie E. celebrates the birthday on October 1st. Robbie E. turns the wonderful 33. Then going ahead on Sunday, October 2nd, the late, great Yokozuna had a birthday. Monday, that would make John Morrison 37. And that is it for birthdays.
Wait, Keith, you got to tell them about your birthday and how awesome it was.
Yeah, on the 28th, I celebrate my 37th birthday.
Yay!
Awesome and entertaining. We had a good time. Me, my wife, and daughter. We went out and we enjoyed the College Football Hall of Fame. Keith even had Mooresville Mustang helmet at the College Football Hall of Fame. So I got to register as a Mooresville Mustang. Does not have any Keith Holt achievements as a Mooresville Mustang in the College Football Hall of Fame, but that's fine. Apparently, being Northeastern Conference Player of the Year in 1999 is not a big deal to the College Football Hall of Fame, but I'll tell anybody who will listen about it.
Hey.
But yeah, okay. But it was cool. Me, Nicole, Lynn, we took some pictures. I got to record some sound. I got to record some audio. I got to do a video with the game day crew. And it looks like I was really there. Took all kinds of pictures. It was an incredible experience. Like, well worth the price of admission. Not to mention, they give you like free Chick-fil-A sandwich cards for showing up.
That's awesome.
And, hey, anytime you get you some free Chick-fil-A, it is what it is, Keisha.
Right. I got something this morning, so I know. It was awesome. Well, yesterday morning, so to speak. Y'all get what I'm saying. Anyway, it was awesome. So, yeah, I completely applaud free Chick-fil-A. So, but I told y'all there was a special wrestling birthday. So, yeah, I had to. Keith, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, to say the least. Since we didn't, we should have talked about this on the last show, but I figured we'll save it for this one because, hey, I wanted the world to know what Keith did on his birthday. As our mother says, you're damn near 40. So, I mean, we got to go ahead and let you, tell the story yourself on what happened on one of the most extravagant days of the year. Because, any day where a member of the Hope Foundation is born is absolutely legendary. And I said it, and I'll say it again if you need me to. Just give me another, about 5 months, and we can talk about that again when I turn 30. Oh, okay. Yeah, I put it out there. I said it. That's right. Go me.
Yeah. So, we had a good time. I enjoyed myself. And, I look forward to many more.
Yay!
God willing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So, that's where we at. So, let's get into the news.
Lord.
found out the WWE is still interested in buying TNA, and we discussed that earlier why that's a bad idea.
Right.
And why they would screw that up. They said Dixie Carter is making a mess of the sale because she still owns a good chunk of the company. Everybody's making it complicated because everybody has competing interests, right?
Right.
Even if it's sold, Corgan and Aerolex Marketing still got to get paid. Different people got different stuff dealing with it. So it's just a lot going on. So Sheamus and Cesaro. Oh no, sorry, we'll do that in another part of the show. Hilary thinks pro wrestling is un-American and ignorant. When she was Secretary of State, she was doing a tour. See, she's a presidential candidate for y'all who've been living like in a grass hut for the last 8 months.
Of course.
And they just had their debate recently. Well, they found some old footage of Hilary talking bad about wrestling. Do with that what you want. Even though she hates wrestling, she won't bring apart the apocalypse, I don't think.
Right. Right. So,
I'm just saying the dystopian future that you see in these movies. I'm not ready for the Hunger Games, Keith. That's all.
Keith, I don't think anyone is. Personally, I would like to keep that as a movie series, the incredible movie series that it is, and not make it a reality. Please and thank you. Like, I don't have time for that. No. Like, we will not be discussing the club districts, and we will not be going into that whole field. I'm not doing it. So that we don't open up the 7 realms of hell, I'm a really need for people to really think about their choices when they vote. Please and thank you. Like, I don't have time for it. I really don't. Like, it's been, it's funny because it really isn't, but it's been a lot of things that have been dug up and presented throughout this entire election campaign and season, So I'm not surprised that someone would present this out there in the open for everyone to see, because, of course, people be like, ugh, she said that. Yeah, because that's really going to persuade me not to vote for her and vote for someone that's probably a spawn of Satan. Like, I'm seriously just not even, I can't do this. Like, I seriously, if you really want to know, like, my personal opinion about all this, I'm ready for it to be over. That's Keisha's personal opinion. Like, I'm so ready for all this to just be over and done with. Please and thank you. Like, just end it all. I can't deal. I really can't. Like, enough of Hillary and Trump already. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. On some brighter news, the WWE secures a big TV deal in Germany.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, so, nothing like no international distribution. Nothing like, you know what I mean? Just for you people who buy stock in the company and stuff like that. Just some stuff you might want to know. The WWE is going to release Daniel Bryan's WrestleMania 32 documentary. WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan was trying to come back for WrestleMania 32. Of course, he didn't make it due to injury and stuff like that. So, there's still a compelling story. The WWE is going to release the DVD about it. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm excited to see that, actually.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to hit y'all with some sad news, and then I'll come back on the back end and start trying to bring y'all back up. Today, Jamie Noble of the WWE, he's an agent. You remember him from J&J Security. Former full-time writer.
Mm-hmm.
He was injured today. He was stabbed twice outside of his home Wednesday morning. Basically, he was coming back from a WWE event, and while he shortly after he got there, a car pulled up behind him, and upon entering his trailer, Driver pulled up behind his car and accused him of cutting him off on the road. Noble apologized, but the two men continued to argue, and Noble eventually took the man to the ground when things got physical. Because, yeah, Jamie Noble's short, but, hey, man, that dude been wrestling.
Right.
I'm sure he know how to get a takedown quick. And it's stocky. Right? But
Right.
then two other men, in an act of bitch-assness, jumped out the car, and one of them stabbed Jamie in the upper back and in the mid-back and spine. Noble was taken to the emergency room, and he was treated. He is currently believed to still be in the hospital. His condition remains unclear. Throw some prayers out for Jamie Noble. Hopefully this ends with him in stable condition and everything fine.
Right. Of course.
And, road rage shit. You know what I mean?
Which is petty. It's real petty. Like, I feel like all of that shit is petty. Like, seriously. Like, I understand you might get frustrated or angry or even aggravated with someone on the road, but to take it that far and then for it to be that serious, it really isn't. Like, this is risking someone's life because you were pissed off because he allegedly cut you off on the road. Like, are you for real? To follow him all the way home for that reason, like, that's just petty. Like, this is ridiculous. So, I pray that he's okay and that he makes a speedy recovery. Like, because it's that stuff is it's sad. It's sad. It's just ridiculous. So, like, reading it was just bad. So, I can only imagine what he's going through right now. It's awful. People need to get their lives together.
Yeah. So, yeah, now that I've ruined the mood and destroyed y'all mentally, let's try to bring this back up. They've Dixie Carter's. Oh, and other news. Eric Bischoff threatened legal action against Broken Matt Hardy.
What?
Yeah, Matt was doing a trailer for upcoming Reflections DVD with the people at RF Video, and he may have said that Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan raped and pillaged Impact Wrestling. First of all, agreed. Totally fucked up the company when they came in. They changed the 6-sided ring to 4-sided. They ruined all the active storylines.
Right.
And, like that's when Kurt Angle and AJ Styles was having classic matches.
Right.
So, yeah. So he said, I'm not a litigious person, far from it actually, but I'm looking forward to this one. Our video removed a clip, and that caused Matt Hardy's wife, Rebby Scott, to say, controversy create cash. Wait, strike that. Only when it's you, right? This whiny little bitch, Eric Bischoff, out here threatening to sue Matt, laughing my ass off, lame as fuck. I'm assuming AF meaning ass fuck, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. When people spend their existence dishing it out but can't take it, hop over and sue me next, buddy. He'll try to sue her next because he's that petty.
Of course he is. But this is...
Just to let you know.
This is ridiculous. Like, so Eric is suing because that is right? Like, is that what I'm understanding from this situation?
Eric is sensitive about WCW already, right?
Right.
His legacy with WCW is that he kicked off probably one of the greatest eras of the company, only to fuck it up.
Wow.
Like, he was a part of the biggest boom to only crash and burn it as a company. Right? Like, he starts the NWO and takes it to new heights and then crashes and burns.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to continue.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And that's evidence, man. There's evidence of that.
And he let the inmates run the asylum, right?
Of course.
Which, you can never do that. You can never let the inmates run the asylum. But he did that. Then he took his good buddy, one of the inmates that ran the asylum, and came over to to Impact Wrestling. Now, a lot of people blame him for help crashing and burning what was the growing TNA.
Yeah.
And, he was the one that sent out the inebriated Jeff Hardy to the ring.
That was so horrible. That was so horrible. Like,
right. So remember that when it's just, but he's sensitive about all of that, and he doesn't like taking the blame. I will point directly at TNA and call him because he was the executive producer of all the television, and he found ways to screw it up all the time. Things would catch momentum. Things had already had momentum before they got there, and they flushed it down the toilet. Not to mention, their first few days at TNA, they turned it to a bad episode of damn Nitro.
Right. Exactly.
Like, every 60-year-old geriatric showed up for Nitro. Hogan and Bischoff. Fucking Nash and Hall and X-Pac showed up. Like, damn, this is the NWO. Ain't this a bitch?
Right.
Then Ric Flair came out the limo. I said, they got all the 100-year-olds. The Nasty Boys. The fucking Nasty Boys.
For what reason, dude? Like, you know, at that point, it was just getting fucking ridiculous. Like,
because Sad Knobs, I don't get one is which. One was Hogan's boy.
Okay.
The
like,
other one is like Dusty's brother-in-law.
But still, like, that's not an excuse. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I mean, in wrestling, you know, it's all nepotism and cheating and other things.
Yeah, of course.
So,
of course.
It's like, hey, man, you try to have this spot. Don't feel no bad about it.
Right.
So, with that, Keish, news. We'll go into Raw.
Ooh, Raw. Yeah.
So, how did you feel about this week's Raw?
I really don't know how to feel about this week's Raw, to tell the truth. I have to honestly say I was pissed off in the beginning, though. Like, I was just like, are you for real right now? Like,
yeah.
I personally, here's the thing, okay? I was watching two different things simultaneously because anybody that knows me knows I'm a Falcons fan. So, of course, I was watching the Falcons game simultaneously with Raw. But when I seen how Raw started, I was already, like, automatically like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not even sitting here and sugarcoat it and make it sound nice and be nice about it because then now we be bullshitting and I'm not going to do that. I'm too old for it. We're not going to sit here and act as if this was okay. When I say you just had the United States title match on a pay-per-view the night before, like you literally just had this match. And you mean to tell me that this is how you start Raw off? You started off with the rematch for this exact same title. Why? Why would you do that?
I mean, the first two matches were damn rematches for titles, right?
Right.
So, the Roman match with Rusev looked kind of behind schedule. Like, it looked lazy. Like, it's like a lot of things were missing. Everything seemed a step behind.
It did. It was.
They used up all the chemistry the night before, I guess. I don't know.
Right. They did. Because, you know why? Because the night before was the pay-per-view, which is, at that point, you know, that was the time to use all of your chemistry, your energy, your everything. Like, that's completely understandable. But when you have to turn right around and do this all over again the next night, not even around the same time, like we're talking earlier, so this is not even a full 24-hour period. It probably was exhausting for them. Like, this is just personal opinion, but it was probably a little exhausting. And it looked like it was a little exhausting. It looked as if they were just trying to keep it together long enough to please the fans. But it was really, I really was very against it. I was very against it because if it was going to be like that, personally, I just think it should have never happened at all. Like, that's just me.
No, fair enough. Here's the thing. Like I said, I thought the first match was lazy. I thought the aftermath was decent. In a no contest, Reigns beats up Rusev some more, so Rusev is still reeling.
Right.
Then we have another rematch because the New Day take on your boys, the Gallows and Anderson again.
If I see this match one more time, I swear to you, like, I think at that point I just wanted to turn. Like, I just wanted to be like, okay, I'm done with this. Like, I seriously was like, because at that point I was asking myself, like, why have a pay-per-view if you're just going to show it all over again? Like, I was hoping and praying that the rest of the night did not go this way. Like, oh, we're just going to keep repeating matches from the pay-per-view. Because if that's the case, then you should have just did this and not even had the damn pay-per-view. Because it was worse. It wasn't right. Like, it was just like, it really just couldn't understand it. But what got me was what happened before the tag team title match between the New Day and Gallows and Anderson. That's what I was more excited about. I didn't even really care for the match. I actually cared for all the stuff that happened before that. So
so before the match, Cesaro and Sheamus were talking to Mick Foley about the future of their Best of 7 series, and Foley decided to put them in a tag team and maybe had them challenge for tag titles. I thought that was interesting, and then they faced off against. Well, they stared down New Day. Then when they walked up the ramp, they stared down Anderson and Gallows. So I think we got the seeds for a triple threat already.
Right. Which is kind of awesome in itself.
And to be fair, later on in the show, when they actually teamed up, they didn't look bad together.
No, not at all. Not at all. I thought they actually looked pretty awesome. It was questionable at first, but they actually worked very well together. Like, they were in sync. I think that it's funny. I think that their drive to one up each other is what's going to make them a great tag team. Like, they're going to constantly work together to show off in front of each other. Like, the fact that they're going to bump heads is actually what's going to make them run smoothly together. And I'm actually feeling this. Like, I really am. I'm sorry, they have me in. I'm excited about it. I'm actually like, yeah, this is definitely this works for me. So we'll see what happens later on. But man, I'm actually really like, yeah, you know what? Foley got a good idea with this one. So I'm not really too against that.
Foley rarely disappoints. So other than that, any other things you got eventful from Raw?
Bayley's match with Anna Fields was hilarious. Can we talk about Stephanie for a second? Like, can we please talk about Stephanie's blow up on Mick in the back? Like, I was just kind of like, okay, did he strike a nerve? Like, are we offensive? Like, what is this? Because I feel like this is what I saw. This is what I saw. What I saw was, I want to say the obvious, which was Mick asked her again about, like, her actions and her decisions and pretty much, like, look, Steph, like, I thought it was this way, I thought it was that way, like, what's up with you and, you know, your final moments of the pay-per-view? And she's like, look, I mean, she went completely off on Mr. Foley. And I was like, was she really, like, offended? Like, did she really just become very offensive? That was definitely one of Steph's heel moments. And I thought it was pretty. I thought it was just astonishing. I was like, oh my God, why did she do that? Like, please. Like, I needed somebody to explain to me, like, if we saw the same thing. Like, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't the only one seeing what I saw. And that was her, like, being, like, totally defensive against him questioning her about what happened. Like, is that what I saw? Did you see that? Or was I just...
No, I saw it. So like I said, we did a lot of these trains gonna keep on chugging. I thought the Cruiserweight match between Perkins was pretty good with the I forgot who the other guy was. That quick.
Wait, we talking about the tag team match?
No, the singles match with Perkins.
Oh, that was Tony Nese.
Yes, he was very impressive. Nice move set there. I like Sasha. She confronted Charlotte and Dana Brooke and gave her both ass whooping.
Of course.
Yeah. You know this Chris Jericho Kevin Owens best friend thing is growing on me.
I'm not feeling it. Like, it's trying to grow on me, but I'm kind of like, oh, this is annoying. So maybe it's going on me in a sense of like I can't stand it. Yeah, that's pretty much the direction I'm going in. It's like, oh, I love you too. Like, come on, man, just stop it. They annoy me. I'm sorry, like they get on my nerves. I'm like, oh my God, y'all irk me so bad. So, and we got Enzo and Cass going to win a match. Can we talk about that? Like, are they just there just to kind of like play the backup roles of, oh, we're going to come out, we're going to dance and sing, and then we're going to get beat up? Like, I don't understand. What's really going on with that? Like, since we're talking about Jericho and Kevin, since they faced them later on in the night, like, what's really going on with that? Can somebody explain to me, like, what's in the future for Enzo and Cass, or, like, do we not know? Like, is it completely unsure? Like, I just want to know. Because I think they're awesome, but I just don't want to see them go to waste. That's all. So, yeah, I care about their future. It is what it is. But I think that's all I have. Like, for Raw, that is.
Yeah. So, did you like the tag match with Enzo and Cass?
I did. I thought it was actually a really wonderful match, but I really just wanted to know, like, you know, are they gonna... When are they going to get to shine in the tag team picture? You know, I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I mean, they've been held back a long time, to be fair. There's a few times I thought they should have been pushed to the title picture, and they got moved away.
Right.
Now, to be fair, they'd have fought some bigger name opponents in that time.
Yeah, that's true.
This Owens Jericho match is huge.
Right. And I really feel like they should be getting more of a push, you know, from this match. But what's crazy to me is I notice what's going on a lot with Raw is, like, whoever is in the run for the title, it's like there's a focus on them, and then, like, everybody else is kind of just, like, separated from it all. So there's not really, like, multiple, like, people, you know, going after the same thing. It's just more so of, okay, this is who we have here in this group. Like, there's the title group, and then there's, like, everybody else that's still in that same class of, like, main event, like mid card, whatever. But they're just kind of over on the other side of the room. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but this is just how I see stuff. Like, it's kind of separated, and I'm like, why can't everything just kind of run together? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say that Enzo and Cass should really like be, somewhere in that running for like all of this, but I don't think they're getting their chance to shine like they should. So, as you can all tell, like, I'm a big Enzo and Cass supporter, so it is what it is. But that's just my take on stuff, and Raw in general. But I'm still watching every week, so obviously I love it.
Well, that's good to know. And with that, we're going to take our final break, and we're going to get into SmackDown.
Ooh, SmackDown.
Single time I get put on the field, everyone knows they're going to see something special. That could be against you, that could be against AJ, that could be against Dean, and certainly it's going to be at No Mercy when I try to make history. Like, we are on the cusp of something great. And at the very least, it is going to give people something to talk about. And for years, I have just sat idle while people attempt to tell me how things are. And I don't need to yell. Every once in a while, I just have to explain how it really is. Yes, after I'm done talking smack, I'm taking a jet to New York because logistically, I don't have the time to turn around because I need to go back to work. And yes, I take care of myself every day. That's like knocking a guy for like, hey, you're in the gym all the time. Yeah, well, I want to get stronger. And that's what you need to do. And not only that, I'm getting stronger physically. I'm getting stronger mentally. I'm certainly happy with my relationship. I'm in a wonderful place spiritually. I'm very thankful Nicole is there watching this interview because she wants to know what I have to say. That makes me feel good as a person. And it'll be my pleasure tomorrow to go promote that show because I want it to be a success because she works her butt off. Like I said, you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And I surround myself with people who just go. The Vince McMahons of the world. People who are the first to show up and the last to leave. No, I don't stand and dress where Dean Ambrose dresses. But this is where someone has twisted reality. Dean Ambrose said John Cena and Dean Ambrose don't like each other. No, Dean Ambrose doesn't like John Cena. John Cena doesn't care about Dean Ambrose. And if Dean wants me to care about him at No Mercy, he'll either step up or step aside.
All right, everybody. So the final part of our week leaves us at the Smacketh of the Down.
Smacketh of the Down.
SmackDown Live, SmackDown Matters.
You ain't got no sense.
Hey, WrestleCast, that's the hashtag. You know what I mean? SmackDown. They've been talking about SmackDown Matters for a long time. So the show kicks off with All Lives Matter Orton. Opened up the show, calling out Bray Wyatt. Bray does his usual good promo.
Right.
And did they do this weird series of Orton going through the back room trying to find Bray Wyatt stuff?
Yeah. I thought that was really, like, I really thought that was, like, really fucking weird. Like, I was like, why? What? Like, it was stupid. Like, I was like, are you serious? But to me, I feel like it was fucking up the whole aura of Bray Wyatt. Like, don't do that. Like, let Bray Wyatt be in his world. Leave it be. Like, why are you screwing with that? Don't do that. I was really taken aback by the whole situation. Like, I was like, no. No, don't do that at all. Let Bray be. Can we please? Like, if they're going to do confrontation, let them do it in the ring. But don't have Randy running around hunting for him, playing on this whole predator-prey thing. Like, that's just retarded. It needed not to happen. That's all I'm saying. I didn't want to use the word disgusted by it. I was just kind of, like, really wanting it to be over. Because it was just retarded to me.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those things like, okay, I think I've had my fill of this.
Right, exactly.
And every time they went to it during the show, I was like, yeah, I've had enough of this.
Oh, right. It just helps solidify that for you.
Yeah, something else, please. On the flip side, there was an 8-man tag. The Usos and the Ascension took on Heath Slater, Rhino, and American Alpha. Keish, if you are going to turn, whether it's babyface or heel, you are turning, right?
Right.
Whole new dynamic to your character.
Right.
I think the Usos could write a 10-point book on how to change your brand and persona.
Man, what? Yeah, definitely. They did the whole 9. To me, they hit everything that you should do when turning. Like, they got a new look. They have new music. Their wrestling style totally different. Like, you can I'm sorry, my words are getting messed up. You can still see some old Uso, but not much. Like, their level of aggression they're using, absolutely incredible. Like, the if you want to call them dirty antics, okay. But to me, I see the things that they're doing that could be considered like, dirty. But at the same time, like, what can you really say about it?
Well, here's the thing. You heels, you need to be bad. That's the beauty of being a heel is to break rules, right? Right. That is what gets people angry. That is what makes you unscrupulous character. Also, give them credit. They changed their clothes. They got out of the colorful clothes. Right. They changed the music. They don't wear the face paint anymore. Like, they literally went through every step to totally transform into somebody you just can't stand.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I give them an A for effort for really putting that together. Then they adjusted their in-ring style and start doing things like stepping on your kneecap. You know what I mean?
Right.
And stuff like that. And, making sure, because every match they win is hooked by crook. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, hey, the Usos and the Ascension beat Slater and Rhino and American Alpha this weekend.
Classic. It was a classic win.
Also, man, if you told me they could do this with Heath Slater 2 years ago, I would have said, you crazy.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody care about no damn Heath Slater.
No.
Dog. They turned Heath Slater into somebody relevant and somebody that you care about.
Right.
Like, they built that Heath Slater thing up big. Like, it was like, okay, all right, he gonna get a contract because he gonna do this. Oh, he gonna get it. Damn. Tag team tournament. What's supposed to win a lot of those matches kept winning. And it was like, they won.
Right.
Salute, my dude. You know what I mean? And, like, it all worked out. But then he just played the character great. I'm like, wow, this dude really got chops.
Had you ever said to me that this was going to be Heath Slater, you're right, Keith, I probably would have been like, you lying. Like, I would have been like, who, Heath Slater? Did you just say Heath Slater? That's not going to happen. Just bye.
Yeah, like, I'd have been like, no, I'm like, I wouldn't even have called you with that, but yeah.
All right. Like, no, I'm good. Like, that wouldn't even been a conversation that I don't even think I could engage in, because I would have been like, no, this is not something I'm finna entertain, so bye. But hey, it works. I'm happy for them, and I'm actually excited. You know what's crazy? The SmackDown Tag Team division is freaking awesome. Like, am I the only one that feels this way? Like, I think they're incredible, man.
Yeah, well, I felt like one of these two teams didn't belong, but I'm good. They still turned it out.
Of course. And it's funny because I think we agree on which tag team that is, but I'm going to leave that alone. So, yeah.
Here's the thing. The crazy thing, both the main shows are going to be strong in the tag team division for a while. Then NXT is about to do another Dusty tag team tournament. So now awesome. You're going to put together some more tag teams. And, like, we really might be in a renaissance almost.
Right.
So, I'm enjoying this. Also, do you know when the first teams announced for the Dusty Tag Team Classic is Hideo Itami and Kota Ibushi?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Man,
like
people gonna get kicked in the chest so freaking hard, repeatedly.
I feel for every tag team that faces these two men. Like, I really do. I have to honestly say, like, they need to get some serious, you really just need to get ready. Like, I need you to take, like, you don't need to take a chop to the chest. Like, you really just need to get ready to take, like, some serious kicks, because those kicks are, like, I watch them and it hurts me. Like, I know that the person behind them they have to feel every bit of that. Like, I just, So, I'm actually like, Keith, is this real? Like, is this real life? Are they really going to be a tag team? Like,
yeah.
Whoever thought of that is genius. Like, genius. I'm excited. I'm already excited. So, let me calm down. Because this is, I can't wait. When does that start? I'm definitely going to be looking out for that one.
Yeah, I have to get the exact dates for you, but they starting to announce the teams now, so it's about to go down sooner than later. Also, on SmackDown, The Miz, very good heel. He was in his hometown of Cleveland. He put his picture over LeBron's,
which was awesome.
He talked to his parents. He chastised the crowd. He started talking to Dolph Ziggler parents, which, hey, Keish, don't really care that this is a storyline and I'm going to come out and anything right there. Talk to my mom and daddy, and I feel like it wasn't on the level.
All right.
I'm going to whoop your ass.
All right. I was waiting for Dolph to come out and, like, just literally throat punch him. Like, I was like, he's going to, like, kick his ass.
This would have got mad. Like, that wasn't part of the script. Hey, man, shit got real.
All right.
What did he say? He said your mama, and that's all I heard before I blacked out.
All right. They were like, well, we told you to go out there and say this. Well, I did after I throat punched him. Like, I felt like he needed his ass whooped first, but then, you know, everything after that just kind of, then I remembered what I was supposed to be doing once I realized he was on the ground already. So, yeah. Sorry. Like, that would have been me, like, no. Did you see that emotion in Dolph's eyes? Like, he was up there, like, about to literally, like, explode. I would have did it, but, you know, whatever. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I forgot what I was watching, and I seriously, instantly, I hated The Miz right then and there. I was like, you ain't shit. Like, I really just, emotion just got involved all into that, and I was just like, yeah, you ain't shit. I don't want to hear nothing else you have to say. You suck. Like, you really suck as a person, and I hate you. Like, I felt like it was an attack on me. Like, I was like, how can you talk to a man's parents that way? Like, are you serious? Like, oh, it was awful. But man, that man is like one of the greatest heels ever. Oh God, I can't. So, can we talk about the video package, Keith? Like,
no, I mean, incredible video package. I thought, you know how I feel about WWE video packages. We talked about it on the show 1,000 times.
Right.
But yeah, great hometown hero, went all the way back to the real world days. It shows you and it helps you appreciate his grind.
Right.
Like, he did that. He came back to the real world, the Real Rules Challenge, came back, we can find something, did Tough Enough, didn't get put on, did the little fitness thing, still didn't get put on. You know what I mean? Like, perseverance to keep coming back. Won titles on the way, but people don't take it serious. Won the U.S. title, IC title 5 times. tag team titles multiple times. You know what I mean? And that was the thing. But Dolph came out, interrupted her, and Dolph created a huge challenge, Keish. She's going to put her career on the line in this next match.
Why? Is this it for Dolph? Like, they're not really going to end Dolph's career, are they? Like, or is this just the end of the Miz's title run? Because I'm really going to be holding that match is going to raise my blood pressure. Like, I had already seen. Like, that match is going to definitely raise my blood pressure because I don't know how I feel about this right now. Like, I don't know if this is really, like, the end for Dolph or is this, like, the end of the Miz's title run. Like, I like the Miz as Intercontinental Champion, but I'm more for the title change in hands than for Dolph to quit wrestling. Like, I just can't.
Well, word on the street is that after two different rumors. One, Dolph contract negotiations are still in the air, and they're giving themselves a way out if that doesn't work out. Also, he may lose, and they send him away for a few months, and then bring it back repackaged with some new ideas. So all those options are on the table.
I just have to know, like, how exactly would they bring him back? Because, and the reason why I asked that is because, you know, we both heard the stipulations of this match. Like, he can't, like, the way The Miz is what it is, he's done with his career, like, period. As far as the WWE goes, because, of course, you know, he wrestles somewhere else, and, you know, that's it. But, or he's like, he can't go to, like, NXT, like, Raw, like, nothing, you know? It's like, it's over. Kind of like how it was when, well, this is a little different, but kind of like how it was when Triple H faced Mick Foley, and, you know, he was like, I'll retire you for good, but you can't come back as, like, Cactus Jack or, you know, Mankind or Dula or anybody. Like, all of you are done. It kind of reminded me of that, but in a sense of, like, you know, if you lose, like, this is it for you. So I have to really wonder, like, but then again, leave it to WWE. Like, they always find a way to, like, rewrite a person back into storyline without a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always find a way to kind of slide them back in and get them back to where they want them to be. So it's not something that's far-fetched. It's not something that necessarily can't happen. You know, we know that it can happen, but I just wonder, like, how they would make that happen. It's cool. Yeah. It's okay. But, you know, I'm not going to go too far into that.
Carmella and Natty beat Nikki Bella and Naomi, and it was an okay match, but I'm tired of seeing Carmella beat up people. Yeah. And I think she's absolutely terrible in the ring.
Thank you. You're not...
Four moves.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one that thinks that. Personally, I believe she was brought to the main roster way too fast. Like, I mean, way too fast. Carmella should definitely still be in NXT right now because she sucks. like yeah. That's just the best way to put it. Like, she sucks. Like, right. Carmella needs some serious work. Not just in the ring, like, on the mic or, like, everything. Like, Carmella's whole package just needs work. Like, it really does. But, you know, who am I? I'm just a fan. Like, okay. I can't. It is funny because I didn't know if we agreed on that, but, like, now that I know, like, oh my God. Like, Carmella is so awful. Like, and it's really ridiculous because it's like, how do you allow this to happen to someone like Nikki Bella? You know?
All right. Yeah, because I thought she really put in the work. She's coming back. She's looking good. She's doing the right things. And y'all just letting her get abused by somebody who obviously ain't on her level.
Right. Exactly. Like, why? This makes no sense.
WWE World Championship on the line. AJ Styles defeated Dean Ambrose. But that was after John Cena jumped in the ring and AA'd everybody. Because before that, hey, man, Ambrose had a shot at winning it.
Right.
But I guess it was payback from Ambrose talking stuff about Cena and hitting him with the dirty deeds.
I guess so. But
they've been going back and forth. It's kind of contentious. It seemed like it's more about Ambrose and Cena, and AJ is kind of just a proxy because he got the belt.
Which sucks because he has the belt. Like,
yeah. But I think when they get in the ring, it'll all work out. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what's low key one of the best parts of SmackDown. Talking smack afterwards.
Yes.
That has turned into a look. You need to watch Talking Smack afterward, or watch it later on in the week. Cena got real this week.
Really?
Yeah. You know, Ambrose may have called him a part-timer, and, you know, Cena got to talk about how do you think Ambrose may be the weak link of the Shield. So, I mean, the problem is, hey, man, these things get personal. I think a lot of this should be like a shoot. Like, I think it's starting to get, like, tense.
Actually, I can see where you would get that from, because I think the few episodes of Talking Smack that I've seen have really gotten personal. Like, I mean, they dig deep, and it's like, and I really seriously start to be like, okay, is this supposed to happen, or was that something that wasn't scripted? Like, what is this? Wait a minute, because I really start to question, like, okay, is this for real, or is this a work? Like, when I tell you those lines get blurred, like, oh, man. Like, I really have to. I watched the next episode of SmackDown just to see, like, what they're going to do with what happened on Talking Smack. Like, I really. Some episodes of Talking Smack have been really intense for me. Like, I just was like, what the fuck? You know, like, are you for real? Like, I can't. So, especially, like, of course, you know, one of the more classic ones is one that just happened recently when the Miz went completely ballistic on Daniel Bryan. But, yeah, Talking Smack has definitely become a must-see. For every SmackDown watcher, if you don't have the network, you need to get it. I advise you to get it. I am a huge fan of it. I watch it literally every day. And I would suggest watching Talking Smack. That's definitely one of the shows that I would throw out there and suggest that you watch. So, aside, of course, from the other, like, million suggestions I have, but, you know, I watch the network, like, religiously, so I'm not going to get into all that. It is what it is.
Yep. With that will wrap up our show for this week, and we appreciate y'all for listening. Come back next week. I think that's a No Mercy preview.
Yeah, it should be.
And maybe we'll have some information on this TNA sale and what happened at Bound for Glory.
Oh, Lord.
So with that, we are out.
Bye.